Yeah,
Yes.
now
Yes.
we can see.
Good. Don't touch it. I will, please don't touch it because I need to control the screen, okay?
Okay.
Well, I wish you very welcome. Good morning to the east. Good morning to the west, sorry. Good morning, good evening to the east. And good afternoon to the middle. Normally, actually, China is the country of the middle. Putti, take my telephone, it's still. My apologies for this technical stuff. There's always a technical problem. Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Anyway, welcome to the first session of our workshop, Sustaining Forest Ecosystems. This event is supported by the Forest Ecosystems Journal of the Beijing Forest University. Mrs. Huang Jin has kindly offered to provide technical support and coordination. The journal's motto is "Science has no political borders." 科学不分国界. Science has no political borders. Actually, science is not divided by political borders. That has been our motto and it will be in the future. Let me start on a personal note. This photo was taken in 1959 when I was 18 years old. It shows our home in the forest of northern Germany. The forest was known as a fox's den. Here's the fox. My father was a forester. He was also a keen naturalist, a botanist, and an experienced ornithologist. My dad favored uneven age structures, old trees, and deadwood in mixed communities with multiple species. I grew up with the idea that humans are able to sustain forests that are resilient, commercially viable, and compatible with principles of nature conservation. These ideas were quite unpopular at the time, especially in the world of science. After briefly introducing the 5 members of our team of contributors, I will discuss 2 opposing paradigms that try to explain the natural world. Biomes and anthromes are 2 expressions that represent opposing ecological points of view. We will discuss these and try to develop a realistic perspective of the world of forests. A realistic perspective is a good start, but it's not enough. We also need a toolbox for implementation. The toolbox for this workshop includes methods of forest assessment and long-term observation, methods for analyzing and modeling forest ecosystems, and methods for designing forested landscapes. We are a team of 5. Dr. Chunyu Zhang is a professor of forest ecology at the Beijing Forest University in China. Dr. Juan Gabriel Alvarez González is a professor of biometrics at the University of Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Dr. Xinlian Liang is a research professor and a senior research scientist and a team leader in the Department of Remote Sensing and Photogrammetry of the Finnish Geospatial Research Institute in Helsinki. Dr. Timo Pukala is a professor of forest management planning at the University of Eastern Finland in Joensuu. I'm Klaus von Gado, a retired professor at the Georg August University in Göttingen. It still doesn't want to show my photo, but that's fine. Someone is controlling the sequence. There we are. That's me. Can you hear me all? Stella,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
So let's get back to today's topic. A biome is a major ecological... No. Who is controlling the screen? Sorry, I need to control the screen. Otherwise, we are in big trouble. Let me control the screen. I need to phone Huang Zhen. Huang Zhen, I need to control the screen.
Just you control the screen, no one else.
Yeah, but why does it not go on? Maybe too many people in the room.
Maybe the internet or the file is too big. I'm not sure, but just you control the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it's okay, you can continue.
My internet has been quite good, but let's hope.
Maybe you can start again.
You are screen sharing.
And you stop sharing.
Stop share.
Yeah, and restart.
And leave the meeting.
No need to leave the meeting. You can share the screen again. Try again.
Okay.
Wait. Maybe you can close the PowerPoint and open it again.
Okay. All set now? Good. Yeah, now I can control it. It seems that I'm in control now. So we've heard this, and I introduced the team, and now we can get back to the topic, today's topic, biome and antrons. The biome is a major ecological community of organisms adapted to a particular set of environmental conditions. A paradigm is a perspective. It's a set of ideas, a way of looking at something. When we change a paradigm, we are changing how we think about something. The classic paradigm says that the biosphere is shaped primarily by the biophysical environment, mainly by the climate. Human influence in the biomes paradigm is known as impact or footprint. It is seen as something negative and harmful. Therefore, sustaining the biosphere means minimizing human impact. Biomes are distinct biological communities that are formed in response to shared conditions. Tropical rainforests, temperate forests, boreal forests are prominent examples. A biome may include a variety of habitats, like in this map. To divide the world into a few distinct biomes is obviously not straightforward because of numerous small-scale variations that exist everywhere on Earth. The changeover from one biome to another is not abrupt. A more detailed classification of the world's vegetation was recently published by Vadenhauer and Klötzli, Jörg Vadenhauer and Klötzli, leading scientists of and vegetation studies in Germany, in their very interesting new book, Global Vegetation, Fundamentals, Ecology and Distribution. Numerous attempts have been made to develop global and regional classification of vegetation. The Köppen scheme, published in 1884 by the Russian climatologist Vladimir Köppen, divides the climate into 5 main groups: tropical, dry, temperate, continental, and polar. Skimper and Faber published a classification based on plant communities: tropical rainforest, monsoon forest. Ellenberg and Müller-Dombois proposed another classification. We have recently tried to classify forests based on current tree species assemblages. This is the classic paradigm. Sustaining the biosphere means minimizing human impact. The ideal world is one without any humans. This is an example of a publication that focused on human impact, published by Kennedy in 2018. The map shows the degree of human modification on the world's biomes. Green colors indicate environments hostile to humans, where impact is low, and red and orange indicate high impact in areas of high population density. For example, North America, Europe, West Africa, India, and China are regions where impact is high. I will show 2 other maps of human impact. This one was published by Jacobson. The coloring is different, but the message is the same. This map, published by Gosling and co-authors in 2020, estimates the proportion of likely natural, potentially natural. Again, the densely populated regions of the world are potentially and likely modified, while the less densely populations are likely natural. Our impact is so great because there are so many of us. Humans have become a considerable force of nature, which leads to another paradigm. The classic paradigm maintains that biomes are formed by global patterns of climate and geology. Anthromes, also known as anthropogenic biomes or human biomes, are formed by global patterns in human populations and their use of the land. The term was first used by Ellis and Ramankati in 2008 in a paper published in Frontiers in Ecology and the Environment. They wanted to present a more comprehensive view, a concept that integrates humans into ecology. Ellis and Ramankati have shown that the major factors shaping the world's ecosystems are population density, affluence, and available technology. Population density is a major driver of biodiversity loss and forest degradation. However, wealthy societies do not depend on firewood for energy. Wealthy societies can even afford to allow bark beetle infestations to run their course without harm to the economy. Affluence and technology can thus mediate the effects of population density. Anthrome maps now appear in numerous textbooks and even in the National Geographic World Atlas. Frederick Clemens pictured the natural world as an orderly system of well-defined successions towards a climax. Clemens' view of this natural order created an aura of continuity and certainty and long-term stability. Hugh Miller Robb, an American botanist, cautioned against the romantic glorification of wilder is better. Robb wrote that apart from reproduction, the most natural of all human activities may be the domestication of nature. Some methods of the domestication will result in improved ecosystems, both for people and for other species. Other methods will result in ecosystems that are clearly better for humans, but not for other species. And some methods of domestication will result in ecosystems that are too degraded to benefit neither people nor other species. The biomes paradigm emphasizes the effect of the biophysical environment. The anthromes paradigm emphasizes the effect of the political and economic environment. Both present points of view that are helpful in explaining the natural world. The anthromes paradigm is useful because it tells us that there is hope. We have the means to design natural systems that are resilient and sustainable. We can foresee developments and we are able to adapt to change. The biomes paradigm defines the constraints imposed by the regional climate, by temperature and precipitation, and by the length of the growing season. By reconciling the two, we create a fairly realistic perspective of the natural world. Robb proposed that the key scientific goal for the study of domesticated nature is to understand the effects of trade-off. To what extent can we change a negative trade-off to a positive one by altering the way we manage a natural system? A scientific approach to nature domestication may guide human activities towards minimizing the damage and accentuating the benefits. Now let us turn our attention to forests. More and more people are living far from nature following massive urbanization. The result is a longing for untouched nature and a glorification of wildness. One of the most romantic expressions of our longing for pristine nature is Ivan Shishkin's beautiful painting, Morning in a Pine Forest. Utro Vesosno Jesu. Forests are usually grouped in two categories: natural forest or woodland, and planted or commercial forest. The distinction is quite explicit in the Chinese language. Senlin is a forest, literally means a luxuriant vegetation of trees. Rengonlin, Senlin, Rengonlin is a man-made forest. The European languages have similar distinctions. Wald and Forst in German, Bois and Forêt in French, Bosque, Selva, Montes, and Plantación in the Spanish language. Beautiful picture, isn't it? Shishkin is my favorite painter. The Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations is using two categories in their most recent State of the World's Forest: naturally regenerating, the green bars, these green bars, and the other one is planted, the yellow or orange bars, these are planted. Relatively high proportions of planted forests are found in Asia and Europe. Low proportions are found in Africa and South America. This last FAO report estimates that 93%, the last line here, of the forest area of the world is covered by naturally regenerating communities. This result is shown on the bottom line. Only 7% of the total forest area is planted. These numbers are very relevant for setting research priorities. Planted forests were high on the research agenda when I started as a researcher 50 years ago. We used to focus on the economics of plantation forestry. We tried to identify optimum densities, effective fertilizer regimes. We calculated optimum financial rotations based on the Faustman formula. I believe that it's perhaps high time to reevaluate our research priorities and attend to those 93% self-regenerating forests. More complex, more difficult, but more relevant. "93% of the world's forests are naturally regenerating. Only 7% are planted, half of which are commercial plantations. These numbers are estimates, but they speak a clear language. The vast majority of the world's forests are naturally regenerating, modified, or novel, FAO's category Other. The traditional biomes concept had a clear nomenclature and geographical assignment of forest types. Self-regenerating forests are represented by a vast array of species mixes. Allow me to show 6 photos, all taken by myself, of self-regenerating forests in different countries. This is a natural forest near Jiaohe in northeastern China that was heavily exploited during the 1960s. A natural forest near Harndorf in South Australia that consists of native eucalypts and acacias. A selectively managed natural pine forest in Durango, Mexico. Mongolia, the Sangstai dark taiga in northern Mongolia. A noble forest near Swellendam in South Africa that consists only of foreign species, mostly Australian acacias. And a spruce beech forest in Germany that looks natural but is completely artificial. What do these different ecosystems have in common? They're all self-regenerating. One gets quite overwhelmed by the great variety of self-regenerating forests that do not fit into the classic schemes of biomes and vegetation types. The world's vegetation is constantly changing as a result of human use, climate change, and plant invasion. And I think there is an obvious need for a new approach to classify forests. The accompanying material to this presentation includes a global study that had just been published in Applied Vegetation Science. Our study has shown that some forests in Turkey, North India, in Mexico are quite closely related, while the southern Afromontane forests, for example, are the odd one out, unrelated to any other. A special category are novel forests. Invasion of natural ecosystems by alien vegetation often results in the formation of so-called novel ecosystems with completely new species assemblages. As more of the Earth's land surface becomes transformed by human use, novel ecosystems are increasing in importance. This map shows a 28-hectare novel forest near Kleinmond in South Africa, about 100 kilometers to the east of Cape Town. We subdivided the area in 2008 to study its development. This photo shows a native Cape Macchia with scattered invading Pinus penaste trees from Europe. This is Australian Acacia cyclops regeneration after fire. Another dense thicket of Acacia cyclops. a dense thicket of European Pinus pinnata, a mix of Australian Leptospermum levigatum and Acacia cyclops, another mix of Leptospermum levigatum and Acacia cyclops, and a mix of Acacia longifolia and Acacia cyclops. Most novel forests are self-regenerating. Many are extremely resilient ecosystems. Morris proclaims novel ecosystems to be the new normal and suggests that we accept and even embrace this new reality. Dave Richardson of the University of Stellenbosch found that about a third of the world's land surface is climatically suitable for Australian acacias. The biomes paradigm explains the effect of the climate on forest diversity and forest dynamics, but the climate is changing. The anthromes paradigm explains the effect of the socio-political environment. As scientists, we cannot influence the biophysical environment, but we can use our expertise to influence the socio-political environment. Sustaining is a proactive approach that is based on a realistic perspective and a set of effective tools. What we want to achieve in this workshop is to present to you a toolbox for sustaining forest ecosystems in times of change. Our toolbox includes methods of forest assessment and observation, methods of analysis and modeling, and methods for forest segmentation and design. I will make a distinction between forest assessment and observation. The objective of assessment is to collect accurate and comprehensive information about a resource using remote sensing or field sampling. The objective of observation is to study forest structure and dynamics and to understand complex relationships and processes. Observation includes true experiments and quasi-experiments, manipulated or quasi-experiments. Field experiments, popular during the 1960s through to the 1980s, were conducted in plantations. Quasi-experiments, also known as observational studies, have become very popular during the past 20 years, following an increasing demand for information about self-regenerating forests. The distinction will be explained in more detail next week. A session on remote sensing will be presented by Dr. Xinlian Yang on 16 March. Quantitative models are essential for estimating the response of a forest to change. We will focus on some highlights, including models of tree growth and survival, models of forest production, and models of maximum density in planted forests and self-regenerating forests. Juan Gabriel Alvarez Gonzalez will introduce methods for simultaneous estimation of individual tree growth and forest production. There will be 2 sessions on biodiversity. Dr. Zhang Chunu will present a session that deals with the variation of beta diversity within a large temperate forest region. I will introduce a general session on biodiversity that includes a critical discussion of traditional and new ways of measuring biodiversity. We will also look at methods of assessing dissimilarity among forests based on species frequencies and their taxonomies. The third topic, forest segmentation and design, includes 2 sessions. One is presented by Dr. Timo Pukala. Timo will discuss an application of self-organizing maps and related issues using cellular automata. I will introduce a pragmatic theory for designing green landscapes that involves small-scale spatial mixing of different options. The purpose is to generate a continuously evolving landscape in response to human demand and changing environmental conditions. The approach will be explained using examples of planted and self-regenerating forests in different regions of the world. I hope that today's discussion of the biomes and anthrones paradigms was helpful. The preparation for this session certainly helped me to realize that there is hope, that we have the means to influence the future. We have the tools that help us to foresee developments, adapt to change, and to meet the challenges of our time. Needless to say, the experience of scientists is indispensable for sustaining forest ecosystems, including, or perhaps especially, sustaining the vast majority of self-regenerating forests. We'll meet again next week at the same time. Next week's topic is forest assessment. A link to next week's material will be sent to the active participants tomorrow. This last little slide shows my favorite lake at Tsinghua University, where I used to relax after work. The writing again expresses our motto, 科学不分国界. Science has no political borders. Thank you very much for listening. So thank you, Huanzhen. I click off the PowerPoint now, or maybe people want to ask a question, then I keep it on, okay?
Okay.
To be able to refer to it again if there is a question. Thank you very much for listening, and now I'm very happy to respond to any question that there may be. I can hear, can I hear? Huanzhen, can you say something? I cannot hear you. Wait.
Now, can you hear me now?
I cannot hear you.
Cannot hear me?
Would be. $听到了。I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you on the telephone, but not on the screen.
Maybe I can put my mobile phone here, and if someone have questions, they can see, and so you can hear. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Hello, Stella. How are you? Please
I'm okay.
unmute.
I'm fine, thank you.
Dr. Tevari, can you unmute? Can I hear you? I can see you, but not hear you.
Now you can hear me? Hello? Hello?
John, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, Professor Gado, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Where is that, Xinlian?
Hi, Gado.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, I
Well,
said.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
Question?
梁老师，
哎，你说。
我记得好
知道吗
像之前上一次好像遇到过这种情况，我不知道他那边是什么个，就是怎么个 是哪个声音还是什么没有开吗？还是我也忘记了，
上次好像没有这个情况吧？
是吧？嗯，
他上次没有这个情况。
上次好像应该是声音的问题，应该是别的那个。Gado，
呀，上次
yeah，
他是那个 share PowerPoint 的问题。
Oh, I'm not sure why you can't hear us. So it's two solutions about this problem. One, they can write the questions to me, and I will send the question to you. You can answer. This is the first solution. And the second is that maybe we can discuss next week the same time.
Yeah, it is now exactly 20 minutes past 3 here. It's 22 minutes past 3.
22 minutes. Yeah, it's about left about 10 minutes. 10 minutes for this workshop. So I think maybe we can use the chat box, and they write the questions to me, and I will send it to you. Will that be okay?
John can hear me. He says Lydia Stella can also hear me.
Yeah, we can. All of us can hear you, but you can't hear us.
I can hear you.
You can hear me because we are talking through the
Maybe the
yeah,
telephone.
it's not the internet. Yeah.
Klaus, can you hear any of us? Klaus. Hello.
Xinlian, yeah.
You can hear me, right?
Xinlian should.
Can you, well, without the phone, can you hear just through the computer? Can you hear from the computer, but not the phone? Without phone, you cannot hear anything, right? Can you hear anything? Can you hear anything without the phone?
Yes, no, I can hear without the phone.
Okay, now looks fine. So basically, we hear perfectly from you, and now I suppose you can also hear from me.
Yes, I can't see your face, but I can see the name you are on. Okay, Xinlian?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, shoot.
So, Huanzhen, I suppose now the problem is fixed.
I can see you.
Okay. I think now it's okay. If anyone have any question, you can open your voice and ask the questions of to Professor Gado.
First, I must apologize. I think it's a my mistake because I put my sound on very, very low. I didn't hear you. That was. Please forgive all these things, but next week will be much easier. Then you sort out all these little things. Hello, Chuni.
Hello, Gado.
Yeah, I can see you.
Can you hear me?
I'm very happy. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I'm there for you. You want to ask a question, Chunu? No? Okay. John, Tevari. Who else there? Tevari. John Pandaslar.
Yeah, that's right.
Done.
Sir Gardo, can you listen me?
Yes, Dr. Tivari, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So now you have talked about the biomes and anthrones and about the human impacts on our forests.
Mm-hmm.
You are well aware about the Indian forest and forestry. and we have a lot of human impacts in our country, so much degradation. So what will be your suggestion that there should be we can develop some resilience so that our forest can sustain and can combat to the climate change effects? What's your suggestion?
That the question?
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Tiwari. I don't know all your forests, but you have kindly invited me to your great country, and I will say some more next week about the observational studies in India.
Okay.
I think you have a marvelous forest survey, the Indian Forest Survey. It's one of the best systems of national forest inventory in the world that I have seen. And so at least you get excellent information. Sorry, somebody is speaking in between. Somebody is speaking. There's lots of speaking in between. I think I can answer your question better next week because you also have started a network of observational studies, which is the basis, the foundation for managing your ecosystems for resilience. I think that was the word that you were mentioning, right? For resilience.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we will, in next topic we can discuss.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, same here.
I have a question, Professor Gado. Can you hear me? Thank you very much for your informative speech. I believe that such meetings are very beneficial in that people, they bring people together from different parts of the world. My question is related to novel forests. You know, you mentioned novel forests. I wonder your opinion on novel forests. Are they a bit dangerous for naturalness of the nearby forest ecosystems, or they are all natural and no problem with them? How can we evaluate this forest?
Thank you, John. I think your question is very important. Novel forests are everywhere today. We know that during the past 250 years, people have been moving around the world and carrying seeds with them. And despite customs control efforts, it has not been possible to stop the invasion of species distribution mainly from Australia, but also from many other countries. So novel forests are here with us to stay, and we just have to accept them. And as Mare said, maybe not embrace them, but in some way try to recognize their existence. And with climate change, it may be that in the future we'll have to use or accept the existence of species that are foreign to certain regions as becoming part of those regions. And I've seen that South Africa is one of the examples that I know quite well, where novel forests are covering large areas, and our children in South Africa and other people are forming hacking groups. You know, they're hacking out the foreign invaders, but the success is a momentary success. They are successful at the moment to preserve the original natural vegetation, but you have to do this eradication and control continuously to ensure that the more aggressive and more resilient foreign species will not take over the original plant community. So it's an ongoing battle for nature lovers, and I really respect those efforts. But I think another way to deal with this problem would be to somehow integrate them, certain foreign species that are helpful and useful into the local ecosystems.
Yes. You know, Artvin, in my region, there are so many poplar trees and poplar communities around the natural forests. Are they novel forests?
Poplar is original Turkey, I think. You get invasion also by species that are original, belong to a region. They are more robust and more aggressive than other species within the same region. So maybe poplars are not foreign to Turkey, are they? I don't think they are foreign.
They are
They
not
have
foreign,
always been there.
but in the edge of the forest, there are some invasive species of poplar, not natural stands.
I
They
know,
are-
but why
They are
are
expanded, always expanded to forage edge.
Poplar is a typical pioneer species, a light demanding, fast growing pioneer species. So maybe it's just a natural process that the species is not foreign, but it's just more aggressive and more resilient than others. But the poplars are not long living, they are short lived species. So It is very difficult.
25 yukarıdan kalkın. Sonra kadar.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Okay, somebody else wanted to say something. I heard a voice there in the background. No? Okay, Chinyan, I can see you. You are. I clicked on you, so I can see you better now. How is Finland? Still very cold?
No, today is like 6 degrees plus, so it's
Oh.
already
So
winter is already over. It's a pity that we cannot ski anymore.
Yeah. The snow is melting.
Almost most of them has gone in the southern part. In the northern part, there are still a lot, but southern part. Yeah. After that, I was very interesting to look at your PowerPoint about this forest assessment and the forest. No, sorry. Observation and forest
Assessment and observation.
Yes, to distinguish these two, very often that we actually use them exchangeable. So I believe that you will come to more details later. But today, that can you just briefly, probably also still give us a little bit more details and thinkings on this?
Thank you. I think this is an important distinction, and I may be wrong, but in my perspective, assessment is like a national forest inventory. You want to get complete and accurate information about a resource using at low cost, using as little effort as possible. But observation, the objective for observation is, in the first place, it's normally a continuous observation, and you want to learn something, you want to understand processes, and observation is much more detailed. You will assess structures and you assess individuals. You need to, in tropical forests, especially where there are so many species, you have to identify each species individually. And next week, I will also point at my old favorite topic again, machine learning to identify species, because the manual assessment and the field assessment of humans is error prone. But if we can get machine learning, for example, to identify species automatically, then we can observe systems with higher accuracy than if we just assess the physical parameters. You are very good in assessing the physical parameters, which is the heights and the diameters of the trees and the crown dimensions. But the biology is even more important now in times of climate change, because the biology, the biological mix of a community will determine the adaptive potential. Of an ecosystem. So I think the emphasis in the observation is more on detail, on the biology, and on permanence, continuously remeasuring the same, also on the comparison between different locations. You know, you have detailed observations in China, in North America, in Africa, that you can compare. We can compare the species mixes. Whereas assessment is a temporary thing. We want to assess a natural resource with accurately and comprehensively and report about the geographical distribution of different forest types and volumes and so forth. Maybe next week will make it a little bit more clear, because I will come to specific methods also.
Yeah, the term is used very often mixed, and as you said, I suppose that observation is also used more and more often when there's such a huge amount of data from different perspectives.
Yes.
And
yes.
Probably that we can see that assessment is more like some aim or some objective orientated observation.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I do very agree that basically now this, in addition to this physical world, this biological world is also very much appreciated, and we need to access them more.
The biology.
And biology. Yes. Nowadays we have some very good tools for the physical, and also now we are also like going to the direction to understand the life of the forest, not only their physical dimensions, but also their conditions, their changes over time, and also their species. That is also very important. So that I think the observations really do have a lot of things to extend the next or in the coming years.
Yeah. Thank you, Xinyan.
Thank you. Yes, we continue next week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there is somebody. I must see who he is or she. Ah, are you from Lugo? No, wait.
Hello.
Ah, I've seen you before. You are from Lugo.
Yes, it's Juan from Lugo. Do you remember me?
Juan, yeah. ¿Qué
Yes.
tal?
Bien, bien. ¿Qué tal?
Good. Yeah. Nice to see you.
Yeah, me too. Very nice presentation.
Yeah.
On very, very large topic.
Yes, I thought in the beginning to present something more general. The next sessions will all be very specific, much more specific. And I thought it would be more appropriate to present something more general in the beginning. Yeah. Oh, Stella. Who is that? What? Stella, comment allez-vous?
Je vais bien, merci. Doing well. Thank you. But we get rain here and we get some, it's raining here.
Yeah, right, but rain you always have there, or not?
Not always, but that is a period actually, yeah. But it's good. It's
Every
good
now
for
and
the
again,
sun.
not always.
And also good for the forest, actually.
Yeah. Are you talking to the minister again? I see you
Not,
talking to
no.
the minister.
Yeah, it was hopefully last time was the last one. So I won't tell to him these days.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this lady, wait, I can see the photograph, but we haven't met yet. No, we haven't met. Are you from Germany, madam? No, I don't know. We haven't met yet. No. Ah, Nava Miranda. I can't see your photo. Yeah, there you are. Hello, Lupita. How are things? In Mexico. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. Don't worry, but I see you smile. ¿Qué tal, Javier? ¿No? Javier no está.
Hi, Klaus. Sí, aquí estamos.
Ah, there she. Wait, let me click on him.
Hi, Klaus.
Ah, hello, Javier. How is the climate in Durango? Cold?
Always very sunny, very nice. Now
Very nice
the
weather.
time is getting better.
Mm.
It's getting
Is
warm.
Socorro also there? I believe Socorro is
I don't
also.
know.
Socorro is IP.
Yes.
Yeah. The screen is not showing everybody, so I cannot see everybody here.
I think from Simla, Dr. Burma is also there. From Simla. You remember?
Verma, yeah. Where is he? Dr. Verma.
Dr. Burma? R.K.
Where is he?
Burma? Dr. Burma, are you here? Kindly unmute.
Dr. Verma.
I
From
can see.
Shimla.
I can see.
In the
Yeah,
north
yeah,
of
he's here.
India. Shimla, it's raining all the time and it's wonderful climate in summer when it's so hot. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Madam Remadevi, are you there?
No,
Madam?
no, Dr. Burma is speaking.
She's not there, sir. Rama Devi is not there. I have joined Mr. Balasubramanian Sharma.
Where is Dr. Verma? I can see his name. Ah, Dr.
Yeah, yeah.
Verma. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
How are you, sir?
I am fine, sir.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. How's everybody in
Yeah.
Shimla?
Yeah, everybody is fine, sir. We are remembering you always by doing some studies of permanent plots.
Okay. Is the leopard still in the forest there?
Hello, madam.
Now we have started
Yes, ma'am.
for establishment of permanent plots in the different forest types.
Okay. Wonderful.
Okay. It's only one IPL, madam. Only one idalva. Oh, sorry.
Sharma Bala.
Hello, sir.
Ah,
Hello,
there
sir.
you are.
Dr. Ramadevi is observing. She was
Yeah,
just
good.
informing you. Yeah, wanted to inform you.
Yeah.
Nice
Madam,
presentation, sir.
Madam Rema, not there?
She's not there. She's observing. She's not there. She's not an active participant.
Oh, okay.
Rama Devi is observer, not
Oh,
participant.
Rema is now on the telephone. She is on the telephone with me. Yeah, yeah. Okay, no problem. She's on the telephone here.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to stop because there are many people listening. I will phone you later, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, madam. Oh, wow. Isn't this wonderful to have so many people from different parts? Yes, for some of you, it's evening, it's late evening. For others, it's very early morning. And for us, it's midday. It's the easiest for us. Well, thank you very much for coming up to this introductory session. You can hear my words in the pre-recorded speech, in the pre-recorded presentation, and you don't need to worry about that. But if you have any particular questions to this introductory session, I will be very happy to answer the question either now, or you can write me an email or contact me by social media. Then I will try to answer as best I can your questions. Okay, let's ask our chair lady, Honjen.
Yeah, I'm here.
Shall we? You decide when the time is up.
Yeah. Now I think it's the time because it's about half 1 hour and a half. So maybe it's the time. Mm-hmm.
And we will try to practice next time. We'll try to practice before, and I think always something going wrong with the technology. But wait, I will click you. Yeah, there I can see you now.
Yeah.
Clearly, you are in the Forest Ecosystems office in Beijing.
Yeah.
At the moment, and I see it's dark outside, so it's almost night. What is the time now?
It's about 11 in the evening.
So late.
Yeah.
Late.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Too late. Oh, yeah. Okay. And
So
I
we should
see
wind up.
that
Mm-hmm.
Chuni already left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's later.
Okay.
So next time maybe we can enter into the room more earlier, and we can practice in advance, so we can start on time.
I wonder what happened with the 3 o'clock. That my clock is normally correct. So I need to find out where the problem was, because we were half an hour apart, right? There was half an hour difference.
Mm-hmm. We can discuss later, maybe. Yeah.
I apologize to everybody for my late.
Problem. It's okay. No problem.
No
See
problem.
you next week.